It's 12:45 and I have not worked at all. Went to the chiropractor today, picked up a friend from the airport. You blink, all of a sudden, it's nearly 1 o'clock. I'm like, oh gosh. So I have a couple things on the docket today. I want to make some phone calls to some friends who run some businesses here in Phoenix. One in particular that runs a home renovation service, and I want to ask him about his marketing, what's working, because I've been seeing him blow up, seems like, on the socials and really enjoyed what he's doing there. So I want to connect with him, see if I can talk to his marketing guy, and then honestly, I need to work on some software stuff. That's like so yeah, that call, reaching out there is probably the main thing. I have another call with someone else here, who's here locally, who reached out to me from the YouTube videos. And then, yeah, that's all for now. So just moving forward, approaching businesses to dive more into what is like a really painful problem in a particular niche in the home remodeling and home building niche, which is much higher ticket. And so a lot of the home service businesses that do, say, carpet cleaning, for instance, the leads are ready to go. They're like shopping around for prices, and they're not, the buying cycle is super short, but the home renovation and home building niches are, I guess you could say, home service businesses, but very high ticket, right? Tens to hundreds to millions of dollars, and require a lot of trust and rapport, and just a different marketing game entirely. And something that I think is a bigger problem that I am more equipped and desire to solve. So that's kind of the direction I'm starting to float towards right now. So I'm going to have that conversation with my buddy today. Try to reach out to him, we'll see, and go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. We're huge. We're massive. All right, just got a phone call from a friend of mine who owns a lighting company out in Omaha, Nebraska, which was super random. He didn't even know that I've been doing this series or anything, and yeah, I was looking for me to potentially do some like Google My Business and SEO stuff for their company, because he's finding that the organic traffic is converting better in their sales process than from Facebook ads and things like that. So kind of interesting. I'm gonna see if there's anything I think I can do for them that will be helpful. They have another company that they are chatting with right now that's pitching this this like geotagged widget that they do that I don't think is actually going to be helpful, and they want to add an AI receptionist as well, which I don't think he needs. They're not missing calls, they just for different things. So yeah, I don't know, he runs a great business and he's a great guy. So I really want to figure out if there's something I think that I can do that would be helpful, and if not, no worries. Okay, I'm editing this video, and I think I just want to show you guys a little bit of give you a taste of the review that I did for my friend's website. This is something that is kind of fun for me. I've been doing website development for a long time, and I think that this sort of stuff is just fun. It's a relatively easy thing to change. Well, for me, since I'm like a website developer, but can have a really big impact on a website, especially if they already have some decent traffic to improve what they got going on. So on the actual site, this is a video showcases a lot of the work that they've done, and it looks really good. And then it's got contact, about, gallery. Right below the fold here is like a book a demo form. And then they got reviews and different things just as you scroll down the website. It's not terrible, but so far as like, if you're just looking at the hero section here, it is terrible. And I'm gonna walk through the edits, the suggestions that I'm proposing to them. So if we go over here, this is what we would want to do. So right off rip, we want to put social proof. So we want to view the hero section through the lens of the value equation from Hormozi. The value equation is dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by the time and the cost. The time and the cost really are, I would say, some of the biggest levers that you can do. They're very impactful. I think that people don't focus on them as much because they really are the hardest things to improve from a business perspective. But so far as promising certain dream outcomes or perceived likelihood of achievement, I think a lot of people do a good job at that. So, but I have to know the business more for the bottom part of the equation. So right away, perceived likelihood of achievement, we want to hit on that. So we mention all the 5-star reviews that they have, which they've been doing a great job getting reviews. We mention 24/7 online booking, book a live demo, one very clear call to action. We also have a book a call CTA right here as well. Or not book a call, just make a phone call here. And then we want the hero title to basically be their value proposition in one word. So permanent smart exterior lighting for Omaha homes, disappears by day, wows by night. And that's like their dream outcome, essentially, is in this sentence here. And then it talks about what they do, how they do it. And the other thing that their website doesn't have, it needs more content for Google SEO, for AI as well, for Google My Business. We need to throw in a services page and all of their locations that they serve as well to the site. And there's no Q&A on the website either. They should have some structured Q&A content, so we throw that near the bottom of this page. And so, yeah, this is kind of the side-by-side comparison I gave for them and was part of the proposal that I sent over. And this sort of stuff is really fun, pretty quick for me. And so that's kind of it. Finished putting together a proposal for my friend Sam, who runs a light installation company, like a permanent light installation company, and going to be sending that proposal to him. This work of essentially helping them improve their SEO, their Google My Business listings, and their website isn't exactly aligned with the marketing work that I think I spoke about in the last video and what is most exciting to me, which is like community building, social media driven. You have to start somewhere, and this is within the realm of the niche enough that I think it'll be good. And what I'm most excited for in my proposal to him is the improvements to their website. I've been doing website development for a really long time. That's something I'm really confident about. And so getting their website, let's say it converts at like 1 to 2% right now. If we can improve that by 1 to 2% more, that's improving their lead flow by like double with traffic that they're already getting. And so I have a lot of ideas for improvements to their website, as well as just overall improving their rankings and results for AI and Google SEO, stuff that I'm pretty confident about will work and be helpful. And so shooting that over to him, it's not like a huge lift for me per se, from that standpoint. And so excited to see how that goes and how what he responds to it, how he responds. So we'll see. All right, it's 10 o'clock. I left the house at like 6:30, thinking that I'd get home at 8. But one of my best friends was like, hey, can you help me go pick up a mattress? And of course I obliged, because I have a truck. And, this is one of those things that I've always kind of wrestled with, especially being a freelancer. People understand that have the capability to be very flexible with my time. And so there's always like this balance of like, I want to be really generous, and I also want to be consistent and dedicated and making progress in my goals. And I also picked up my roommate from the airport today, and all in all probably spent like 3.5, maybe 4 hours. I went to the friends and family opening of one of my friends, just opened a lunch spot near my house. So yeah, I spent like 5 hours today supporting people in my life. And there's a lot of that like hustle and grind culture. I think Hormozi speaks to this too. Like in some regard, there's like a valor or a support for abandoning your community and the people in your life for the sake of pursuing a business goal. But I find very strong reasons not to do that. Number one, that the people that I'm surrounded with in my life love me a lot and are the reason that doing business is worth it. Like I get to have flexibility in the work that I do so that I can spend the time helping my friends and loving them and spending time with them. And so if I abandon that in the pursuit of seeking to achieve freedom in business, it ironically is stripping away the one thing that, like one of the big reasons why I am pursuing it, which is independence and freedom in some regard, and ability to steward my time how I want. And so for now, I'll continue to allow interruptions in my life, just as Jesus did with people in his ministry. As you can see in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, all the times that Jesus was headed towards a certain place and was interrupted by someone or something, and allowing those to be opportunities to be like, you know what? If I am pursuing business so that I can be more generous with my finances, if I'm pursuing business so that I can be a better steward of my time, it is very ironic to neglect opportunities for generosity and service in the pursuit of that. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot to share with you with the video today. There were some phone calls that I wanted to have that didn't end up happening because they didn't get back to me. I did have one unexpected phone call from a buddy of mine that I'll dive into in the next clip, I think. We hit 400 subscribers, which is really cool. And yeah, not a whole lot of movement on the business front today. But that's okay, because ultimately, so long as I am continuing to make progress and sticking with it, ultimately that's important. And I have grace for myself when the day doesn't go exactly as planned, because that allows me to be in business longer and more consistent. So I'm gonna go work out now and put the dogs to bed. Then I'm gonna finish editing this video and we'll go from there. Okay, so in the spirit of the title of the series that I'm doing, while I did kind of counter some of what I've believe I've heard Hormozi say about needing to leave friendships that are holding you back from pursuing your goals. He also is very adamant about just keep going. Like, you can't fail if you don't quit. And the people who just stay doing the same thing, the same business for the longest period of time eventually become super successful at what they do. Like, if you just stay on the same path for 10 years, you don't make any changes, how far do you think you can go? And for me, a big part of what I think will and has enabled me to stick on the paths that I've been on and am going on is the community that I do life with, who gives me the encouragement and everything that I need. So in some vein, following Hormozi's advice and leveraging my lifestyle decisions to permit me to pursue a path for as long as possible. So there's some of the Hormozi advice from today with those thoughts. You know, I haven't invested in any of those subscriptions like a music bed. So I would say insert montage of really cool music. I just don't have the music available at the moment. I hurt my back working out last Friday, so I'm pretty much only good for bench right now, and I don't have a spotter, so I'm not gonna go too hard. We'll see how it goes.